So guys, welcome back again to this channel. Thank you so much for being with me. So guys, I want you guys to actually listen carefully, and I'll be telling you guys so many reasons why Nnamdi Kanu's case was postponed and why Bola Ahmed Tinubu said he's not going to release Nnamdi Kanu. Just stay with me, guys, and grab your seat. I want you guys to, anything you're doing now, just avoid it and listen clearly to me, because I'm going to be telling you guys something that is going to shock all of you, that you guys have not really known what is happening. So guys, after Nnamdi Kanu's case was postponed yet again, this time to October 10th, something very important has come out. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has vowed that he will never use his prerogative of mercy to release Nnamdi Kanu. Now, for those who don't understand what prerogative of mercy means, stay tuned. I'm about to break it everything down in details for you using the constitutional law, presidential powers, and of course political strategies. So guys, let's go. Now, what is prerogative of mercy? In section 175 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution, as amended, giving the president absolute power to pardon or release any individual serving time or under trial. That means the president does not need any court or political body's approval. He simply needs to consult the Council of State, and even at that, the council's advice is not what binding. This is the same constitutional clause that has been used in the past to release political prisoners, militants, and even what convicts. So the question is, why is Nnamdi Kanu being excluded? Now, I want to read to you the exact words of context of what the president has said recently. This came after the federal government announced the case will be pushed again to October 10th, 2025. Now, he said, the federal government said, we will not use the prerogative of mercy to release Nnamdi Kanu. The law must take its course. No individual or group can pressure this government into subverting justice under the guise of political convenience or ethnic emotion. Now you heard that for yourself. That's a direct dismissal of every call from Ohaneze, from elder statesmen, and even from the international community asking for his release. This statement did not come out of nowhere. Tinubu and his team are angry. They are angry because their subtle political game failed in the southeast. He sent emissaries he sent people like David Umahia to the region to convince the Igbos that he had no hand in Kanu's arrest or continued detention. They tried to blame everything before the 2027 election. They sent David Umahia to come and tell the Igbos that Tinubu is not the cause of Nnamdi Kanu's detention, that it was Muhammad Buhari. But I tell them it's a lie. We saw through the lies and we reminded them, if Tinubu truly wants to free Kanu, he could have done so yesterday through section 175. So no court delay, no postponement, no excuses. If Tinubu wanted to grant Nnamdi Kanu bail, he would have done it long time ago. He would have even released him long time ago through section 175. Now they think we are begging them. No, we're not begging them at all. We are not even begging him to release Nnamdi Kanu. Let me make this clear. We are not begging Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are not pleading with the cabal. We are simply stating the facts. Now, since 2016 or at least 2021, Nnamdi Kanu has been arrested, tortured, and kept in solitary confinement. Yet the government has failed to prove even one single charge against him in court. So, who's really abusing the justice system? Us or them? They are the ones abusing it. Now, why keep pushing this case? October 10th is another smoke screen. They are buying time, hoping for one of three things: that people will forget that political temperature in the southeast will drop, that they can use Kanu as a bargaining chip for 2027. But that strategy is already failing. Its delay only strengthens our cause for justice. Let me warn the Nigerian state clearly. If Nnamdi Kanu is not released by October 10, the consequences may be more political than legal. The southeast is not asleep. There are three likely outcomes: massive voter boycott in 2027 by Igbo youth, international sanctions against human rights violation, a possible escalation of civil disobedience in the region. The federal government should know justice delayed is not justice denied, it's justice was buried. So, we've read the president's vow, we've analyzed section 175, and we've exposed the political game at play. This is not just about Nnamdi Kanu anymore. It's about the integrity of Nigerian democracy, the credibility of Tinubu's leadership, and the will of a people to speak truth to power. That is this. So, guys, I want you guys to actually know, share your thoughts below, and also please don't forget to share this live. Don't forget to share this live, because I'm telling you guys that Tinubu has every power to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but he doesn't want to do it. He can use his presidential pardon to do that. So let us go on. Let's take this running. Justice may be delayed but never denied. If this is your first time here, I have often said that justice can be delayed but it can never be denied, and that's why I'm telling you today to go ahead. I want you guys to type free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the comment section. Let your voice be part of the revolution. So guys, I want you guys to type in the comment section free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also justice can be delayed but it can never be denied. We are not discouraging, we are not demoralized. It does not matter whether this presidency chooses to use the prerogative of mercy or not, because truthfully, we know what victory is assured. We already know that victory is assured. So, according to Punch newspaper, a presidency source who spoke under anonymity because he wasn't authorized to comment said the federal government will not interfere in Nnamdi Kanu's case. This is what he said: "Let them wait until the trial is over. If he is not found guilty, he will not be released." Everybody knows that Nnamdi Kanu's case is in court. Would you want the government to stop the court from doing its work? The trial is on. Let them wait. This state is alleging that he committed an offense. If he's not found guilty, he will be released. If he's found guilty, there will be punishment for it. We cannot pronounce judgment for the court. Let the judiciary do the work. That is the official stance. But here's the hypocrisy in that statement. The same government that now claims they won't interfere is the one that's interfered in this trial since 2021. Let's be honest. You arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through illegal extraordinary detention. You detained him without trial for years. You changed charges more than 8 times. You used Justice Bintanya Court to delay justice through endless adjournments. You ignored court orders that ruled for his release. Now you want to pretend to be defenders of judicial independence. We are not fools. We are not fools at all. All of a sudden, they now want to pretend to be defenders of judicial independence. Now, we say, we are not fools. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has opened our eyes to see beyond. I'm telling you guys the next truth. He has opened our eyes to see beyond. So, the Nigerian government should stop wasting their time, because we are not fools. Since 2021, the case has been dragging. And what do we see? One charge comes up today. Next week, you cancel that charge. 2 weeks later, you amend it, you remove it, then reintroduce it in another form. Ask yourself, if the federal government really has evidence, why not bring it up and prove it beyond reasonable doubt? Is Nigeria the only country where a single trial takes more than 4 years with no headway? Let's be real. Even international courts have ruled in Kanu's favor, Nigerian courts too. So what is the federal government afraid of? Let me be bold to say it. Justice Bintanyako has been a willing tool in this delay. Kanu himself told her straight to her face, recuse yourself from this case, because he believed, just like we do, that she is being used by the federal government to prolong this trial unnecessarily. And now it looks like Justice James Omotosho may also be stepping into the same role to continue adjourning and deferring justice in favor of politics, because that is what is playing out now in court. They're now using Justice James Omotosho to keep adjourning and delaying this man's case. Now, the big question is, what are you people afraid of? Is it that your case is too weak? Are you scared that a free Kanu will be a political snam? Are you simply using the court as a cover word for political detainment? If you truly believe in your charges, bring them forward. Let the world see, prove it. Let the judiciary work fast, fairly, and openly, not under the cover of politics and manipulation. We're not saying the government should violate the court. We are not calling for anarchy. We are simply demanding fairness, speed, and truth. Nnamdi Kanu's rights have been violated enough. The people have waited enough, and justice delayed is already justice denied. So now you've heard it. You have seen the contradictions in their statement, yet felt the anger of the people, denied justice. So guys, I want you guys to actually type in the comment section, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let us join in this revolution. Let us demand more, because we need to make the whole world know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent, and they are using Justice James Omotosho to keep delaying this man's case, because all of a sudden Justice James Omotosho came out and told us that he was going on a vacation, that the judges were going on vacation. If they know that they will go on a vacation for 2 months, why didn't he try to adjourn the case? Why didn't he try to make the case come more closer? During that 18 July 2025, people were expecting that, oh, he's going to, this time around, Justice Omotosho is going to do everything possible so that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. All of everybody was waiting for that kind of thing. Unfortunately, this man came out with a different thing entirely. He came out and was not saying that they are going for a vacation for 2 months. If he knows that the court was going to go on a vacation, he would have actually brought the case nearer. Maybe after 18 July, the 20th July, he will come again. This one, he made it like they gave the judges too much time to do what they want to do, and all of a sudden they came out to surprise us, telling us that they are going on a vacation. It's such a pity that they're using Justice James Omotosho to adjourn Nnamdi Kanu's case, and we all know this thing. We all know it. So let's go back to section 175 of the Nigerian Constitution. It says the president may grant any person a pardon to either free or subject to lawful conditions, grants respite from punishment for any offense, substitute a less severe form of punishment, remit the whole or part of any sentence or penalty. What does this mean in Kanu's case? The president does not need a court ruling to use his power. He does not need Senate approval. He only needs to consult the Council of State, and even that consultation is not binding. So the question is, if you really believe in due process, why not wait until trial is over and still keep what prerogative of mercy on the table? Now, when Nigeria used prerogative of mercy was before, let me show you a few past examples where Nigeria presidents use this their power, where Nigerian presidents use this prerogative of mercy. Olusegun Obasanjo has pardoned ex-governor, Bayelsa governor, that's the prayer Alimeyasa. According to the surname is actually so, because I'm not actually a Yoruba person. So the second person is Goodluck Jonathan, pardon General AI Mustafa and some militants in the Niger Delta. Even Buhari granted conditional amnesty to Boko Haram defectors under Operation Safe World Corridor. But in Kanu's case, someone not convicted, someone with court victories, they say let the trial run its course. Why the double standard? Let's quickly run through some reactions to Kanu's continued detention. Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, this is no longer legal. This is a political persecution. Now, the Afenifere, that's Ayo Adebanjo, he said, what kind of country refuses to obey its own court rulings? And the Amnesty International, they are saying the illegal detention and mistreatment of Nnamdi Kanu is a violation of human rights law. The United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention said Kanu's arrest was illegal and he should be released immediately. Even ECOWAS court ruled in 2017 that Nigeria violated Kanu's right during his first arrest and detention and must pay what compensation. Yet to today, no justice, no freedom. Judiciary is on trial. Let me be clear. It's not just Nnamdi Kanu who is on trial. The Nigerian judiciary itself is on trial. The Nigerian people are watching. Will the court bend to the executive again? Will judges like Justice Bintanyako and Justice Omotosho stand for the law or serve us with pawns? Because the more you delay justice, the more public trust in judiciary collapses. The more Nigeria loses its credibility as a lawful state. Let's ask a painful question. Would Nnamdi Kanu still be in DSS if he were from Daura or Uyo? That is the question we should be asking. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was from Daura or if he was from Uyo, would he still be in detention? It's a very painful question. Other suspects like Meyit Allah, leaders who openly threatened Nigeria, they were freed. You guys know the Fulani leader, the Meyit Allah. These are the people that were threatening Nigerians. But do you know what? These people were free today. Terrorist headers caught with weapons, freed or released under amnesty. Political thugs arrested before election. Most were released immediately. But Nnamdi Kanu, a man yet to be convicted, is still in chains. While courts in Nigeria and abroad have ruled in his favor, where is the fairness? Now, dangers of prolonged political detention. Let's not forget history. MKO Abiola died in detention. Ken Saro-Wiwa was executed after a sham trial. Shita leader Ibrahim El Zakazi was detained for years despite court orders. We cannot afford another political martyr in Nigeria. Let's not make the mistake of turning Kanu's trial into a generational scar. What the people are saying, these are reactions from people in social media concerning this. So, someone named Ifeanyi Nnamdi, he said, release Nnamdi Kanu or break this country in peace. Simple. So, a Yoruba justice said, even if I don't support IPOB, I support the rule of law, Kanu should be free. So, another person said, why are they afraid of letting the court deliver judgment. If he is guilty, prove it. The people are not divided, they are united in one voice. Let justice what? Prevail. So you guys have heard it, right? You guys have heard it all, from the constitutional truth, legal realities, to social what? Reactions. The facts are clear. Nnamdi Kanu hasn't been convicted. The presidency has the legal power to release him. The court system has been misused to delay justice. The people are tired. So whether it is October 10th or tomorrow morning, the world is watching. Nigerians must choose law or what? Lawlessness. That is just it. They must choose law or lawlessness. Guys, I want you guys to just listen to this thing. There's this video I'll be showing you guys about what Barrister Darlington said about Buhari, and I want you guys to also please drop your comments below, and I'll be right back to tell you guys why Tinubu ruled out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mercy, saying that he's not going to use the prerogative mercy to free him. Guys, just watch what Barrister Darlington have to say about Buhari's death, as well as what they are saying, because I told you guys the truth is coming out, right? Every truth we know. One is coming from Sudan. They said there was this hashtag everywhere called Jibril of Sudan. There was this hashtag everywhere. So one is coming from Sudan, and they said that Buhari has died a long time ago in 2017, but the Nigerian government and the secrecy, they will still keep hiding it. Guys, just watch what Barrister Lindsay said, and I'll be right back to tell you guys the reason why Tinubu ruled out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's ruled out in favor to mercy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just watch this,
guys. How many world leaders
have
paid condolence visits or sent condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. That was what Nnamdi Kanu said. That 2 years after he leaves office, the real truth will come out. That's the truth. I was asking a question. How come? Mr. Messi, listen very well. How come when Buhari came back from UK from his sick leave, Abi?
We are not privy to why she may have.
The wife relocated to Dubai. Are you not supposed to be nursing your sick husband who came back from sickness? Is it not important? No, tell me it did not happen. Tell me now.
But the point is, whatever we are saying here, the president's family has a right to their privacy, and rather than begin to unearth what we cannot really hold on to,
substantiate,
the best bet is for us to just sympathize with these people in this hour of need, and let them soak, and then maybe pray for them to have that fortitude. Because no matter how old you are, even as a father, your child will not want you to die. And no matter how old you are, as a woman married to you, will not wish you dead. And so, the woman is mourning now, and wherever she is, she can be visited. And I'm sure that she will accompany the corpse home to Katsina today. And so, whatever it is, let them continue to sympathize with her and also give her the courage to be able to withstand this kind of calamity that has befallen her. So maybe we should rest that.
You remember my Bible say you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. If what you are saying now is the thing that happened, the right thing, if it is, in fact, if that is the situation, nobody will break head over these things now. But when they have created some doubt in the minds of people, why won't you look at what the people are saying so that we cannot continue on this trajectory? How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. Anyway, let's go to another topic.
Fell ill. Were you told the hospital where he fell ill in 2017? Did any of you know? No. And now, they have invited Aisha. I remember that for 3 months, this woman was kept incommunicado. She was sidelined. A woman who's supposed to be beside her husband who was sick in the hospital. This cabal hijacked Buhari.
So how do you know she wasn't there?
Well, I'm coming now. Hold on, I'm coming. Remember that when this happened, it was Idris, the IGP that Buhari appointed in his first coming, in 2015, that was invited. Buhari's wife Aisha did not show up for over 3 months. When she even went there, they didn't allow her to see the husband. It's on record.
Now,
this recent one, you're talking about
the one that I said when he fell sick, not now, because this one that happened now, even none of us knew when she left.
Barrister, before you proceed, Moses asked a very important question. How did you know about all of this?
Look, are you telling me that you people were not here when Buhari fell ill and for 3 months?
Yeah, we are looking at the source. What's your source?
My source is the news.
Which news?
The news that
the traditional media.
Yes.
The social media.
Yes.
Did you read all of this in the Guardian?
I said it was in the mainstream. Please hold on, please, Mr. Okoro, hold on, please. Well, nobody is here to tell us again Buhari because he's late.
Okay.
We are looking at the.
No, we are holding a conversation.
No, hold on. I'm telling you that if you are not aware, I am aware.
Okay, that's why I'm asking because Moses asked the same question too.
It's like what is going on now? Do you know that even up to now, people are not even aware of the news going on around? They won't know. If tomorrow now, posterity were to say, why did this happen? I am telling you what happened. That for 3 months, nobody knew what was going on. It was the first person they called was Idris, and they said that Buhari wanted this man, his IGP. Okay. From that time on, everything was shrouded in secrecy. Aisha was done. I'm not asking. You can see how you treat women. This woman did not see the husband while she was sick, and now that she's late, they have not taken her there, and condolences are going on there.
Let's, for the benefit of our viewers, let's not confuse them. You're talking about when he was in office.
Yes.
In 2015.
Yes, right? I'm talking about this ill health because they said
that ill health in 2015
that ended in dock 2 days ago because they are still saying that he had been ill for a long time. That was what Garba Shehu said. That means this sickness did not start today. The sickness that claimed Buhari's life was not. It didn't start today, but it was shrouded in secrecy. It was even that last week or 2 weeks ago when Garba Shehu was launching his book, and they even told us some of the lies they told us that time. That he invented the rash story to divert our attention from Buhari's ill health. What does that tell you?
No, but Barrister, I understand all of this. Buhari's ill health was not shrouded in secrecy.
It was.
It was. Nigerians knew that he was sick. That at the point, okay, why did he have to hand over to Oshibajo at a point? Wasn't it because he went to hospital?
No, you are not getting it.
What am I not getting?
Before the final one that took him a long time in the UK.
Okay.
He was handing over until Oshibajo now acted as the president and did certain changes.
So Nigerians at that point knew that he was sick.
But he came back. When he came back, what happened? Is that not when he now remove all the things Oshibajo
did? That's a different thing.
That's what he's saying. He's not getting it. It wasn't only for the first time that he went to UK. So before this one now.
He was sick in 2015. He got better. He came back and all of that.
Yes.
He passed on in 2025.
Exactly. He had been going and coming until the last one that took a long time. When Aisha Buhari was aligned.
Okay, so what is the issue about?
We are tracing the history because of what he asked me or what the paper said. When eventually Buhari came back, listen very well. What happened? Aisha Buhari relocated to Dubai. It's on record. It was when her marriage was threatened by one other woman that she hurriedly came back.
You seem to be driving at something that you don't want to hit on the head.
Why will you lay the foundation so that we know the genesis of this matter?
What is the matter now?
The matter is the death of Buhari.
Okay.
That people are now going to UK to go and pay condolence visits. Meanwhile, the whole issue is supposed to happen in Daura. Is it not coming back here today?
But he died in the UK. He died in London.
In the UK. You don't expect people to go there and expect them to be back home.
These things are necessary. Look, we're embarrassing ourselves as a nation. We're embarrassing ourselves so much. I don't like it.
No. We're not focusing on the fact that he died in the UK because that is enough. That agrees Nigerians enough.
It's a different talking point.
Yes, the president is hospitalized abroad. That's a different thing entirely. Well, the fact that that people were sent to escort the body back home. Do you have a problem with that?
I have a problem because one, it is no longer escorting the body back. It is not a condolence visit. Why? Because the family is there.
Because a lot of some of the people that went to Cologne just didn't go to London because Buhari was sick. They were in the UK because they had other engagement.
When Buhari was very sick, why didn't the family go there? Answer me. Why didn't they take Buhari was there now? Please hold on. The wife was the first person who's supposed to be by that. Okay, why did you not take her there now? Why did you ask her to go there and be receiving visitors? No, why did you take her there now?
Was she taken there?
You mean if she was not allowed to go there, she would have gone?
Somebody
when the man was sick, why were you people? Why did you allow her to go there?
We're told when he traveled about a week or two ago, it was on the news that he had
I am saying this when this man needed the wife, when he was very sick.
You're not part of the family, so I don't know how you are.
Okay, how come when the man came back, Aisha relocated to Dubai? and they were begging her to come back.
That's in 2016.
That is the genesis of this matter.
But what is the matter? I keep going back to that. What is the matter?
Because you telling me that there is nothing wrong in her going
because I don't really understand the trajectory. That's why it's difficult for me to interject. But the point we are making here is that this man has died. He's going to be entered today.
I think Barrister is driving at something else entirely, but he doesn't want to say it.
You don't want me to say it. You don't want me to say it. People don't want to say it. I have made 2 points here, but you don't want to agree with me.
And you see, the wife holds the prerogative of when to be with him and then when not to be with him. Nobody stops her from visiting her husband those early days.
I don't believe it.
And see, I recall that when Akeredolu was recuperating in Germany,
yes,
the wife was busy here in Nigeria, attending to some other things.
There's a lot going on social media, and a lot of Nigerians are pointing to the fact, to statements once made by Nnamdi Kanu that there's a real Buhari and there's a double. I mean, that made the news. It was all in the papers. If you still check papers, you will see it. The story of a double for Buhari.
And he predicted when the real thing will happen.
The double
2 years after he leaves office. Yeah, that's when they will expose what happened.
That's what who said?
That was what Nnamdi Kanu said. That 2 years after he leaves office, the real truth will come out. That's the truth. How come? Mr. Messi, listen very well. How come when Buhari came back from UK from his sick leave, Abi?
We are not privy to why she may have.
The wife relocated to Dubai. Are you not going to be nursing your sick husband who came back from sickness? Is not important? No, tell me it did not happen. Tell me now.
But the point is, whatever we are saying here, the president's family has a
So guys, you guys have heard what Barrister Darlington has to say concerning Nigeria and Buhari's issue, and the fact that they're saying that Nnamdi Kanu told us all these things. There was a Buhari of 2017 and a Buhari of 2025. This is how much Nnamdi Kanu knew through written signatures. His ears were different from the one in 2017. His like there were a lot of confessions that have been going on. Now there was even a confession. They said that Buhari sometimes they used to be the ones to take decisions for him. He doesn't take decisions. Like this is even enough proof to tell you that the Nigerian government are actually deceiving us. Now let's go back to Nnamdi Kanu's case concerning the fact that Tinubu have already said he's not going to rule, he's not going to use his prerogative mercy to what? Pardon Nnamdi Kanu. Now in section 36, chapter 5 of the 1999 Constitution clearly states that every person who is charged with a criminal offense shall be presumed to be innocent until what? Proven guilty. So if Nnamdi Kanu hasn't been found guilty after 3+ years, why is he still detained in what? Solitary confinement at DSS headquarters? This is not just illegal, it's what? Unconstitutional. Even murder suspects get bail in Nigeria. Why is Kanu treated worse than a convicted criminal? Now, let's talk about the flagrant disobedience of court rulings. In 2022, the Court of Appeal in Abuja discharged and acquitted Kanu, saying his adoption from Kenya was illegal. Yet the government refused to obey the ruling. Instead of releasing him, they appealed to the Supreme Court and rearrested him on national security grounds. So since when did national security override a judgment from the Court of Appeal? Even under a dictatorship, court orders are respected. Under democracy, this is a disgrace. Now, the extraordinary redemption, what happened? The law says let's go international. Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya without any formal extradition process. This is called extraordinary redemption, and it's illegal under the African Charter on Human Rights and People's Rights. Nigeria is a signatory, United Nations Convention Against Torture, even the ECOWAS protocols on human rights. UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has already declared his arrest illegal and politically motivated. So if international law says the arrest was unlawful, why is he still in custody? Ask yourself, why are terrorists in Zamfara being negotiated with? This is where selective justice in Nigeria comes in. Let us ask ourselves, why are terrorists in Zamfara being negotiated with? Why were Niger Delta militants offered what? Amnesty? Why Why we are repented Boko Haram fighters giving scholarship words and what reintegrated, but a man asking for a referendum is labeled a terrorist. This is not justice. This is selective what prosecution based on ethnicity and political threats. Now, notable reactions from legal community. Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, he said keeping Nnamdi Kanu in detention after a court ruling is a blatant abuse of power. Mike Ezekohum, the senior advocate of Nigeria, the government should be sued for kidnapping, illegal detention, and contempt of court. Now, Eni Behe Effiong, human rights lawyer, this is no longer, he said this is no longer a trial, it's political what vendetta that is disguised as what prosecution. Even senior lawyers agree Kanu is not being tried, he's being punished without what conviction. The Supreme Court rule, is it still neutral? Let's critically examine the Supreme Court's involvement. In December 2023, the Supreme Court overturned the Court of Appeals ruling and returned Kanu's case for trial. Legal experts slammed the decision as politically what influenced. Many Nigerians now believe the Supreme Court is not independent but controlled by the what executive. Public trust in the judiciary is collapsing, and the Kanu's case has become the symbol of that collapse. Now, why are there 30 adjournments in this trial? Let's break it down what the federal government has done. They charged the charge 8 times, refused to present evidence within deadlines, accused the defendants of terrorism without direct victims, ignored ECOWAS and UN rulings, used the DSS to keep Kanu under inhuman what condition. This is not due process, it's what systematic what prosecution. Now, let's look at similar historical trials. Showere's trial was also filed with illegal arrest. El Zakizi was detained for 6 years before being released without conviction. Dwaski was denied bail despite what multiple court rulings. All those cases show a disturbing pattern. The Nigerian government obeys only court rulings that suit it. So how is Kanu's case any different? He's just the latest victim in a growing list of what abused citizens. So real Nigerians are speaking out, and Tinubu So real Nigerians are speaking out, and these are people that have been saying their minds. Eze Ugochukwu, Tinubu is walking in Buhari's footsteps, lawlessness and triumph. Another person named Said Yoruba Queen said, release Kanu or stop calling this country a democracy. Another person, Idris from Kano, he said, if the court says free him and you don't, what is the point of the law? Nigerians are united regardless of tribe or region because injustice to one is injustice to all. So elections are at risk. If the federal government continues to treat a major ethnic group like enemies of the state, don't expect voter turnout in the southeast. Don't expect electoral legitimacy. Don't expect what peace. The continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu is pushing Nigeria toward political what fragmentation. If you want unity, you must what show fairness. Nnamdi Kanu may be in a cell, but the conscience of this nation is the one truly what in prison. You cannot build a country by silencing dissent. You cannot claim democracy while ignoring what cause others, and you cannot have peace without justice. The time is now. Free Nnamdi Kanu. The lobbying, right? The Bola Ahmed Tinubu is innocent. They already know that, oh, this man is innocent. So whatever they're doing is on their own case. The Nigerian government are big liars. These people have been lying since 1990, even before the Civil War. They lied on Buhari's case. They lied on Peter Obi when they in 2023 election. Like they have just been lying. Even in Nnamdi Kanu's case, they have been lying. So you see, one thing with the Nigerian government, we're not begging them. All we know that justice must be done. If like let them bring another fresh charge against Nnamdi Kanu. all we tell them is that Nnamdi Kanu must be released. I want you guys to also listen to what President Darlington also have to say concerning the lies that they have been lying to us. The Nigerian government have been telling us against about Buhari for over a year now. This is like how many years they have been lying to us, but finally the truth is out. Guys, just watch this video and I'll be right back.
Also, their privacy, and then rather than begin to unearth what we cannot really hold on to, the best bet is for us to just sympathize with these people in this hour of need and let them soak, and then maybe pray for them to have that fortitude. Because no matter how old you are, even as a father, your child will not want you to die. And no matter how old you are, as a woman married to you, will not wish you dead. And so, the woman is mourning now, and wherever she is, she can be visited. And I'm sure that she will accompany the corpse home to Katsina today. And so, whatever it is, let them continue to sympathize with her and also give her the courage to be able to withstand this kind of calamity that has befallen her. So, maybe we should raise that.
You remember my Bible say you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. If what you are saying now is the thing that happened, the right thing, if that is the situation, nobody will break head over these things now. But when they have created some doubt in the minds of people, why won't you look at what the people are saying so that we cannot continue on this trajectory? How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent a condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. Anyway, let's go to another topic.
All right. Well, if there is truly a double, we'll find out in the coming years.
Yeah, somebody will tell her the truth one day. Why not?
But in the meantime, this is the information we have. Is what?
No, is it that the double is being buried today?
You have started again. You see now. You have seen him now. You said we should not talk about it.
No, I was just pondering.
Is it today?
It's a rhetorical question.
You are not here when Hadi Sariki dribbled the whole Nigeria for almost 1 year. Sirika, the aviation man. He 419 all of us until 2 days to Buhari's leaving office, and Buhari even went to go and commission an aircraft that is not our own. And
which Buhari are you talking about?
Is that which Buhari? Is there any other one?
Okay. I just want to.
All right. Okay. Nigeria also lost a very important personality who was also Buhari's friend. That's the Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Adetono. He died and he's been buried already. I would like for us to actually a few things. Mr. Fanimo. Now let's look at this headline from The Punch. It says, soldiers bar traditionalists from Awujale's Muslim funeral. Well, he opted for a Muslim funeral. But he's a traditional ruler.
I think
he was for over 60 years, if I'm not mistaken. 65 years. A traditional ruler of a community. And traditionalists were bad. What does that say to upholding culture?
You see, there was a judicial intervention in this matter sometimes in the past that when he declared that he wanted to be buried the Muslim way, the traditionalists said no, that you can't have your cake and eat it. That you came in as a traditionalist and all the rites were performed and you allowed it to happen, you allowed such to happen. But suddenly, after spending many years on the throne, you now wanted to shift from the norm. I think there was a case and the judge came up with the verdict that he has the prerogative to decide, to decide whichever religious way he could.
But what does that say to upholding our culture?
But culturally, I don't want to align with the judge, because you see, at some point, if there's something I dread in my life, and those who are close to me will understand me for that, is I hate betrayal of trust. You will never find me doing it. The fact that you allowed, because you were bent on becoming the Awujale, you allowed the traditionalists to keep you in a secluded place for 3 months, performing rituals every day of those 3 months, 90 days.
You sat on that stool for 65 years.
And you sat on the throne for 65 years, for God's sake. You are now changing the game. Suddenly, you say you are now a born-again Muslim, and then that nobody... And unfortunately, some traditional rulers are now towing this line. And in a way, even as sophisticated as Britain is today, when the passage rites were to be done for the Queen when she died, a lot of things came up. There was a particular stone that was brought out.
Even a goat.
was leading the military parade and all that. So if at that level they still uphold their culture and tradition, why would we? Why should we?
It's really concerning if you
honestly
go through
why
this.
should we go through this trajectory? If you know you are not ready for all these things, stay out of traditional issues.
No.
It's not compulsory that you must be a king.
All right, sir, please hold on. Let's hold on to our thoughts now. Let's quickly run to the streets where Machi Ogunswada is to speak to Nigerians on stories that made it to the cover pages. And then when we come back, we'll pair the economic indices between his time in office and now. But we're talking about traditionalists,
Yes.
Awujale, Obadetana, his passing, and the fact that traditionalists came to the burial to perform the traditional rites, and soldiers prevented them from entering. Basically, drove them away because before his death, he had opted to be given a Muslim burial. Barrister Darlington, you were going to say something before we had to go to the streets.
In reaction to what Dele said, that he did not agree with the judge, I want to disagree with him.
With who? The judge or?
I want to disagree with Dele, yes.
Okay.
Because your traditional whatever cannot supersede the law of the court. Where freedom of association is entrenched, freedom of movement, freedom to decide who will be your friend or not, all those things are there from section 34 to 42. They are all there. If the court is looking at that, this man say, look, I don't want such association again. Is it not his choice? What if your tradition has become obsolete and obnoxious?
So we're talking about a traditional ruler.
I am coming.
We're talking about the person.
I am coming. There are so many things that happened before that cannot happen now. Like the Aro and Akakanfo of Yoruba land. I challenge Eba Gani to go through the same ritual and let's see what will happen. Those things are becoming obsolete. When Oba Teju Osho was to go through the same thing, they told him what the gods will serve in a day. He said, no, I can't go through this. Oba Teju Osho, eventually he had his way. So certain things are becoming obsolete because of their wider implication. When you start worshiping all these dangerous gods, they come with a lot of baggages.
Barrister, which god should we?
The man said that he's now born again and he wants to do things the normal way and all that. What is wrong with that? Instead of going to kill one thing or the other as a sacrifice every day, those things, they are becoming obsolete. That's what the man is saying. And are you saying he's not right in what he said? That's what I'm telling people, that you need to get into the system to change it. The man entered and he had changed what was wrong with that tradition. Moses, in the days of you, in our own part of the country, they used to kill twins because they believed that they were evil children. They would throw them and their mother into the evil forest until one woman, Mary Celeste, came from Ireland to stop it, and she died in the process. The woman died trying to stop that thing. Today, are we not celebrating twins? You can see. So when some of this traditional whatever is no longer relevant, please let us discard it. Nobody should blame the Awujale. Nobody. This was the man they had to come and view the coup plot of his sons. What is it called? Dikbo, Olarewaju and Co. When Abacha was showing the video, Awujale said, I forgot my glasses at home. I can't see anything. That's what he said. Just to exonerate himself. What do you want him to say? That he saw his sons plotting a coup against Abacha. Is that what you want him to come and confirm? So at times, you apply wisdom. Why do you think he stayed up to this time? Tell me. Why do you think he stayed up to this time? If he actually violated the so-called tradition, he wouldn't have stayed up to today now. 65 years in a throne. That means he entered at the age of 31 or so. So please, it's important that we leave all these things. It did not help us. And it will never help us.
Okay, essentially, I think what is happening here is what is described as a clash of civilizations. Because this is one civilization that is trying to take over, to subjugate another one. But unfortunately, when scholars list civilizations, they don't even mention Africa as a civilization, because Africa has been subsumed by either the Western or the Islamic civilization. We have the Western civilization, we have the Islamic, we have the Sinic, which is the Chinese civilization, we have the Hindu civilization, and maybe the Latin American, Southern America, they try to mob them together as a civilization, but that is still in contention within the academic circles. What I see happen is that, look, we have an African civilization that is actually not existent, that is being further subjugated by an outside civilization, and in this case, which is the Islamic civilization, because the man has opted for an Islamic burial. And unfortunately, our Africans fail to realize that this particular civilization is the tradition of some people. Yes, the disposition of some people.
Of course.
But when the thing crosses over, when it is a crossover, we tend to, it's like when you say that Africans are pagans, Africans are natives, Africans are tribesmen. You know, but in Europe,
language is vernacular.
And vernacular. And in Europe, you see them as ethnicities, ethnic nationalities, and all of that. That's
So, guys, let's talk about this foundational principle in law that says a person detained must be brought before a court without what unnecessary delay. But what have we seen in Kanu's case? We've all seen repeated adjournments, disregard for legal timelines, denial of access to lawyers, court appearances under heavy military intimidation. This is a blatant abuse of what habeas corpus, and no democratic country should stand for it. Now, Kanu's lawyer have confirmed that he denied proper medical attention. He's being held in solitary confinement for months at a time. He's exposed to mental, emotional, and physical degradation. The UN defines solitary confinement over 15 days as torture. Kanu has spent over 1,000 days in confinement. What do you call that? Human rights lawyers are asking, is the goal to break him before the trial concludes? The role of DSS security agencies or political too? The Department of State Service that DSS has denied court-approved visitors access to Kanu, monitored and censored his legal consultation, disobeyed direct court instructions regarding his welfare. Now, this turns DSS from a national security agency into a political enforcer. Even judges have complained of DSS overreach. Why is there no consequences? How this undermines democracy? I'll be telling you guys how this thing is undermining democracy. When the executive refuses to obey court rulings, what happens? Rule of law collapses. Judiciary becomes irrelevant. Citizens lose faith democracy turns toward dictatorship. Nigeria is not sliding, and Kanu's case is exhibit. Now, more legal reactions. Kanu's case is not a prosecution. It's a prosecution designed to silence the Igbo voice. Barrister lawyer Jimakauda's Kanu's counsel, he said this is an extraordinary redemption. This is not law. This is vengeance. Now, UK Parliament in 2022 report, it says we are concerned about Kanu's treatment of Nnamdi Kanu and recommend urgent review. The world sees the injustice, and he says, why is Nigerian presidency still pretending it's fair? Now, IPOB and labeling without trial. Let's talk about IPOB and labeling without trial. IPOB was labeled a terrorist group without court conviction. Boko Haram killed over 100,000 people. No Northern leader was arrested. Bandits kidnapped students. No Fulani leaders were prosecuted. IPOB asked for a referendum, and now the leader is tortured in detention. That label was politically motivated till today. No court has upheld it with evidence. Mark this, October 10th is a delay tactic. Here is what could happen. Let me just tell you guys, you guys need to mark this today. Go and write it somewhere. I'm the one telling you guys. October 10th is a delay tactic. And here's what could have happened, what would happen on that October 10th. Adjournment again under technical grounds. New charges introduced to reset the case. DSS raises national security to block release again. A judge claims to need more time for review. It's a pattern, we've seen it since 2021. That's why we must keep the pressure high. Now, according to Section 14, Chapter 3 of the Nigerian Constitution, the composition of the government shall reflect federal character and promote national unity. But what do we see? No Igbo hands of major security agencies. Southeast feels excluded from federal appointments. Kanu's detention reinforces the precipitation of the marginalization. The longer he stays in jail, the more the federal government violates the unity clause of the Constitution. Now, demanding a referendum is not terrorism. The UK allowed Scotland to hold a referendum. Canada allowed Quebec to vote. Ethiopia allowed Eritrea to separately peacefully. Now, under international law, ICCPR Article 1, people have a right to self-determination. Why is Kanu in jail for promoting what the law already supports globally? Why Igbo youths are losing faith in Nigeria? Let me tell you guys why many of our Igbo youths, they are losing faith in Nigeria. They are tired over what is happening in Nigeria. Now, why you detain a man without conviction for years? You radicalize his followers. You alienate the younger generation. You destroy trust in the federal structure. Many Igbo youths now say this this country was never designed for us. And who can blame them? Justice is the only bridge to unity, and it's burning. What should happen now? Here is what must happen immediately. Release Kanu based on existing court orders, offer a national reconciliation program, reform DSS to be independent and transparent. Sanction judges who sabotage justice through delay. Allow international observers to monitor human rights and compliance. Without this, Nigeria risks losing legitimacy, both local and globally. Now, we need to start saying free Nnamdi Kanu, justice for the East, and no justice, no peace. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be posting it everywhere on social media. That's why I told you guys should comment below free Nnamdi Kanu, no justice, no peace, because we need to start putting our voices in the release of Nnamdi Kanu. If care is not taken, these people are going to keep Nnamdi Kanu in continued detention for like 24 years if care is not taken. I'm telling you guys the next year, because what the federal government is doing now is how to just keep adjoining Nnamdi Kanu's case. Now, let's go on. There are 5 scared principles in criminal justice. The first one is presumption of innocence, right to a speedy trial, right to a legal counsel without obstruction, non-torture principle, domestic and international law, no punishment without conviction. Now, in Kanu's case, all 5 have been broken openly with impunity. That's not a trial, that's a political crucifixion. Now, historical parallels. Let's go on. Let's not forget the history. Ken Saro-Wiwa was detained and executed under a military regime. If you guys did not forget, MK Abiola, winner of 1993 election, was detained until he died in custody. History repeats itself when the people forget. And in all those cases, international outrage came too late. Let's not wait until history calls this another mistake. Act now. Now, international outrage and hypocrisy. The same international community that condemned Putin for detaining Navalny, condemned Iran for locking up protesters, condemned Saudi Arabia for jailing dissidents, is silent on Nigeria's abuse of Nnamdi Kanu. Where is Amnesty International? Where is the African Union Commission on Human Rights? Is Nigeria too big to be held accountable? Where are the senators from the southeast? Only a few have spoken, others are silent out of fear or ambition. Some are trading Kanu's liberty for political relevance. We challenge every Igbo senator, rep, governor, then they speak boldly or resign. There's no middle ground in a time of injustice. Now, double standard. Let us compare between Sunday Igbo versus Nnamdi Kanu. I want you guys to actually listen carefully. Let's compare the treatment. In Sunday Igbo, he was released from Benin Republic afterwards negotiations, right? Nnamdi Kanu, kidnapped from Kenya through extraordinary detention, remains locked up. Why does justice look different depending on ethnicity? If Nnamdi Kanu was a Yoruba man or he was an Hausa man, by now he would not even be in continuous detention for so long now. But I don't know why justice is actually looking so different when it comes to the justice is depending on ethnicity, which is not supposed to be so. This is not injustice. This is ethnic profiling wrapped in legal hypocrisy. Now, Section 35 of 1999 Constitution has been violated. Section 35 says every person shall be entitled to his personal liberty and shall not be deprived of such liberty except in accordance with a procedure permitted by law. Extraordinary detention is not a legal procedure. Kanu was kidnapped and not extradited. His rights were nullified the moment he was brought into Nigeria by force. His continued detention is a crime built on a crime. What the ECOWAS court ruled in similar cases. ECOWAS court ruled in past cases like Kolo Sambo, Duska's prolonged detention. It declared the detention illegal. Jones Abri, journalist detained by DSS, awarded compensation for illegal imprisonment. Yet in Kanu's case, Nigeria refuses to obey even higher court. That means we're no longer governed by law, but by mood and power. Now, judiciary has lost its power. If the court says releasing and the president says no, then who really governs Nigeria? This is judicial erosion. When judges are afraid of DSS, when court orders are ignored, when the rule of law becomes selective, that's not a democracy. That's a dictatorship with wifey. Now, constitutional crisis impediment. Legal scholars now argue the disobedience of Supreme Court and appeal court rulings on Kanu may create a constitutional crisis. If Tinubu's government openly disobeys courts, what's stopping states from disobeying the federal government? We are heading toward a breakdown of Nigeria's legal framework if Kanu is not released soon. what the masses are saying, Kanu is just a scapegoat and real crime is being Igbo and asking what for justice. Facebook were commenting, we don't need war, just fairness, but if justice is denied, don't blame the people. Even some YouTubers, YouTube viewers, they were saying, we Fulani herdsmen kill the army negotiate. When IPOB matches, DSS come with gun. Market women in Abia, they were like, this is the sound of a nation cracking what from the inside. Now, you cannot preach peace and jail freedom fighters. It's not possible. You cannot ask for unity while sponsoring war division. You cannot build democracy while silencing what dissent. So Nnamdi Kanu may be in prison, but his voice is louder than ever. What happens next determines Nigerians' fate, justice or what implosion. Because everybody is now waiting for 10th of October. Because that's when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be coming to court again. So people are waiting for that time. And I can tell you guys, I can bet on it that 10th October will still be they'll still postpone it again. I'm telling you guys the next week, they will still postpone it again because we've noticed that we've understood that what the Nigerian government are trying to do is that they are just buying time. They're just out there buying more time. So they feel that keeping him in constitutional detention more and more and postponing his case is going to be, is going to be making him and is going to be making Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not to be freed. Now, let's go on. The Nigerian constitution versus the Nigerian government. Nigeria is not for suffering from a lack of laws, it's suffering from a lack of respect for the law. Section 36 of the 1999 constitution grants fair hearing. Section 46 grants access to enforcement of what? Fundamental rights. Court of Appeal already ruled for Kanu's release, but the presidency acts like it's above the court and the constitution. There's a constitutional what? Contradiction and a dangerous one. Now, the psychological warfare against IPOB sympathizers, detaining Kanu is not just physical, it is mental warfare. It sends a message to supporters who can disappear. We can disappear your leader at any time. It divides followers. Nothing you do will ever matter. It instills generational trauma in Igbo youth. This is how colonialists used force to weaken revolt. Today it's being reused by Nigerian state power. Now, in Igbo cosmology, when a leader is unjustly imprisoned, the chi of the land is disturbed. Kanu is not just a political leader, he's a spiritual thought man for millions. His continued detention is symbolic of violence. It tears at the Igbo soul. No reconciliation or unity will happen until symbolic justice is restored. So free the land, free the man. Now, let's talk about the UN Charter and human rights treaties that have been broken. Nigeria is a signatory to Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that's UDHR, African Charter on Human and People's Rights, International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. This instrument prohibits arbitrary detention, denial of fair trial, and extraordinary redemption. By holding Kanu without a final judgment, Nigeria violates all three. This opened the door to international litigation at the International Court of Justice or African Court. Why are Nigerian political elites, especially Igbo elites, so silent? Is it fear of the DSS surveillance, or are some complicity benefiting from Kanu's silence, or are they waiting to replace him politically? True leadership is tested when it's unpopular to speak. If you're silent now, history will remember your silence louder than your words. So Kanu's trial is no longer about just Kanu, it's Nigeria itself that is on trial. Can a nation jail a man for demanding self-determination and still claim to be free? Can a nation ignore its courts and still claim to be a democracy? Until Kanu is freed or tried justly, Nigeria's legitimacy will remain under question. The need for a referendum law. Many are asking, why hasn't the National Assembly passed a referendum act? The absence of such a law makes peaceful succession impossible. It creates room for violence and rebellion. It shows the government is afraid of letting people choose their own future. If Nigeria is truly a democracy, let the people vote. These are more people's reaction. No, real voices from social media and the street. Everybody's saying, someone said, every day he's not released, Nigeria loses its soul. Justice Binta is dancing to the drumbeat of Abuja, a lawyer in Onitsha was saying. We don't support violence, but we can't support silence either. This is what a clerk in Enugu was saying. Now, this case is no longer legal. It's political revenge. Diaspora activists in London said, what happens if he dies in custody? Now, Kanu is battling health challenges in DSS custody. If he dies, there will be massive unrest. In fact, massive unrest to follow in the southeast. Nigeria's diplomatic relations may collapse with some Western countries. Government officials may face lawsuits at the ICC. The government must ask itself, is this one man's death worth destabilizing a whole nation? Now, final warning to the government. This is not a threat. This is a civil caution. Freeing Nnamdi Kanu is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of justice. Delay is no longer safe. It is what dangerous. Nigeria must choose rule of law or rule of fear. Because if a nation loses its justice system, no one is safe. Not even the ruler themselves. Now, like what I told you guys, I want you guys to actually, comment below. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. I want you guys to so that our voices will be heard. Because you see all these things that is going on in Nigeria, the Nigerian government are just playing tricks on us. They keep on postponing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, and we all know this because they're just trying to buy time. They don't want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu yet. If case not taken, war is going to break out in Nigeria. I'm telling you guys the honest truth. I'm not happy based on what is going on. And if care is not taken, big massive war is going to erupt in Nigeria, guys. I'm not kidding. A big war is going to erupt in Nigeria. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you really think about this? What do you think about this thing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing? Do you think, like, do you think that him saying that he's not going to subscribe button, like and share, notification button to get all the latest news in this channel? So guys, thanks for watching and see you guys again in my next live section.